All right. So today we're going to dive into something a little different. I mean, we've all felt that like unspoken, desire, right? That kind of like pull.
Yeah.
When words aren't even necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And for this deep dive, we're actually going to use, excerpts from a sensual podcast script.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, kind of spicy source material, I know.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we're not going to get too,
Into the weeds.
Yeah, exactly. We're using this script to kind of like break down how unspoken communication, really gets to our deepest desires. Like, how does that even work?
I think it's a really smart approach because even just snippets of the script kind of show us the power of suggestion.
Right.
Like, it's not about what's said, it's about what's not said.
Okay, so let's, I guess, like unpack that a bit.
Yeah.
So like the script uses a lot of phrases like lingering gaze or touch that never lands or even like a whisper without sound.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really like playing with what we don't experience, right?
Yeah. You got it. When you leave things unsaid, it's like you're creating this empty space and your imagination just rushes in to fill it.
Okay.
And that actually makes the desire even stronger, right? There's like a sense of mystery, a buildup of anticipation. It's really powerful. And, you see this all the time in film, too.
Oh, totally.
Like, think of a scene where two characters lock eyes across a crowded room,
yeah.
Or maybe a hand reaches out, but stops just before touching. Those moments, they can be so much more, so much more electric than any dialogue could ever be.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like, I don't know if you've seen it, but in the movie, Call Me by Your Name.
Yeah.
There's this scene where Elio and Oliver, they're just like circling each other, barely making eye contact. And the tension is just like so thick you could cut it with a knife.
Yeah.
And it's all about what's not happening,
Exactly. And this script, it uses similar techniques, right? But it's not just about the unsaid. It's also about using a lot of sensory details to kind of evoke a physical reaction. Like you read the words and you can almost feel it in your body.
Interesting.
Things like slow inhale or the warmth of your breath burns into your skin. Like it's aiming to get under your skin, literally.
So it's like you're not just thinking about it, you're like actually feeling it, almost like an instinct.
Precisely. Our senses, they're directly connected to our emotions.
Oh, okay.
I mean, think about the smell of like freshly baked bread, right? Or the sound of rain on a window. Those sensory experiences can evoke really strong feelings of comfort, nostalgia even. And this script, well, it's using the same principle, but to evoke desire.
Oh, wow. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So we've got like the power of the unsaid, the intensity of the sensory language. But what about tension? Like, how does this script actually build tension? Because there's definitely this kind of like push and pull thing going on.
Right. The script plays with these contrasting ideas,
Right.
like longing versus restraint, anticipation versus surrender. And this actually gets to a really core part of desire. It's rooted in something called the scarcity principle.
Okay.
Basically, we tend to value things more when they're hard to get.
Oh, like playing hard to get.
Exactly. If something's too easy, it loses its appeal. It's the chase, the uncertainty. That's what keeps us. That's what keeps us hooked, right?
So by holding back, by creating that tension, the script actually like makes the desire even stronger.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a dance, wanting, withholding. And that dance, it keeps us on the edge of our seats.
Right.
And then there's another clever thing the script does. It actually speaks directly to the listener. Oh, yeah.
It tells them to close your eyes and imagine.
Like it wants you to really be a part of the experience, right? Not just hear about it, but like actually live it.
Precisely. It's inviting you to co-create the experience using your own imagination.
Yeah.
And that makes it so much more intimate and impactful. It's a technique you see in novels, guided meditations, even some video games.
Wow, that's fascinating. So I guess like the big question is, what can we actually learn from all this? Like, what can a steamy podcast script teach us about communication in general?
It shows us that sometimes the most powerful messages aren't spoken at all.
Oh, interesting.
They're communicated through subtle cues, silences, even the way we use our senses. It's about paying attention to those unspoken dynamics in our relationships. Like, think about how a friend's touch can be so comforting, or how a loved one's silence can speak volumes.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I never thought I'd be analyzing a sensual podcast script for like communication advice, but this has been really eye-opening. And it challenges us to to be more aware, right? Not just of the unspoken messages we're sending, but the ones we're receiving too. So, as you go about your day, pay attention to those subtle cues in your own interactions, in the media you consume, everywhere. You might be surprised by what you find.
Well, on that note, that's our deep dive for today. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll catch you next time.
Bye.